Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the fourth album by the Sydney-based band called Holy Holy and their album called Hello, My Beautiful World. So I love Holy Holy. Like, I love them so much. And the biggest reason why I love them is because of their production and their lyrics and it's just the vulnerability in their music is so nice. And then even with the lyrics, that's one layer, and then on top of that layer is great production and great just fucking letting the music speak for itself. And then on top of that layer is just a full-on weird space where they just kind of just let the just completely rock out. And I love that. And I love the fact that they have like, I feel like each song, sometimes almost each song sounds like a full-on like finale or complete, just like I can hear these songs that just like live at the concert, and just them just adding more just even after the song's gone by and it's been like 5 minutes, and they're just and people are like, yeah, let's get into it. Like, I just feel like that's the vibe of the concerts when I go, like when I think of the concerts. I've never been to one. I hope so. I hope one day I can. But yeah, so I got into them with their album that came out in 2017 called Paint, and I loved True Lovers. And I just so good. And that song, even though it also has this full on like part at the end where just like it just guitars just going fucking crazy, and it just adds more emotion to the song. I feel like it makes you kind of just it honestly feels like they're saying the song, they're saying their lyric. Now the guitar and the music is going to speak for it. It's going to add more emotion to that feeling of what he just said. And and I don't know why, but it feels like it just adds more to it. And it actually reminds me of, if you know the song Stupid Boy by Keith Urban. Oh my god, that song, it does the same thing where it's just like he'll give you the full thing, the full idea of what he's talking about, and then it goes away, and then a full on just rock out part just goes on afterwards. And even then he's kind of singing little pieces like, I'm sorry, blah blah blah. But you can hear like the emotion is in the music too. And you're just like, if he didn't say anything throughout this whole part, you still would feel what he was feeling, you know? So I feel like that's what Holy Holy has. And they've been very, very consistent. I actually went backwards and listened to When the Storms Would Come, and I do like it, but my heart goes out to my own pool of light. Oh my god, that album is so good. But here we are with this one. This album is also good. I still put Pool of Light higher than this one, but this one is his own entity, and I love that. So the album pretty much talks about love, and it also talks about the pandemic and the idea of where you exist with this pandemic, and how are we supposed to react to it, how we're supposed to go on, and what our mentalities and our mentalities are played, where are we at in that situation of how we feel about it. And I love it's touched on so many things on about the pandemic without preaching to you, without really hitting on it too hard. And I love that. And I feel like there's one song that I've just fucking amazing. But let me go in order, because I feel like there's so many things I want to talk about this album, because I'm just so blown away. So starting off with Believing Anything, I feel like this one is about love. There's a couple of songs about love, and the other songs about the pandemic. But so this one is about love, but it's about breaking up to find yourself, to find oneself. And it kind of is more of the other person's doing it. So he's coming in as a person that is being break up on for the person to find themselves. And then we go into that, and that's the third single to this album. And then it goes into How You Been, which is the second one. Second single to the album, which is the second song as well. This one's about how she's been since the breakup, and how she found herself, how she gone to finding exactly what she's been looking for, And I feel like this one talks about that a lot. it's like, how are you have you finally found where you should have been? But it has a mixed part where it says we could have remembered the life, and it says life, 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 and then it says, and then after that it goes, we could be where it was bright, but in the parentheses it goes lies, lies, lies. So it kind of points out the idea of the he wants to run back and think about, like, oh, we could remember the good times that we had, or when our relationship was good, and just like lies, lies, lies. It never was. And those times didn't weigh out with the bad times that they went through. One part, and then one part I really do like, it's like, one day you wake up and you are you again. I feel like it's kind of nodding to the idea that he also admits that, yes, it's completely, this relationship has fallen completely to the lack of, like, to the point of no saving. And he knows that, but he still thinks about, there's a piece of him that still wants to run back to the times where it was good, because he does miss the relationship. How, like, it makes sense. And one part, but he keeps on reminding him to keeps on repeating to us, is like, it wasn't good on both sides. As much as this person is finding herself and she's the reason she kind of broke it off, it's the same, it's actually helping me as well. It's also something I also realize is not going well, to the point where he's like waiting for the long nights to be bright. And it's just like, it's like waiting for it to be bright, waiting for it to get better. And it's like long nights, it's already a long night, it's already issues going on, but just waiting for the moment to where it switches over and everything is good. And it's just like, it seems, he says it over and over again, makes you feel like he's still waiting. And it's just like, even so in the relationship, it was just a constant waiting for things to get better, but it never did. I love the guitar solo in this. I think it's really, really nice. Going into the next one, where I really like, is the Aftergone featuring CLEWS. Can't pronounce this. CLEWS. This one is their fourth and final single. Actually, no, it's their fourth single. The final single was actually I.C.U, but we'll get there. So this one is talking about the pandemic, and it's talking about the idea of, he says, where did the Aftergone, where's the Aftergone? I don't really know. I tried to look that up and understand what that meant, but I didn't really catch it. But I think what they're saying is, where is, I don't know. Like, I actually don't really know what I'm actually still thinking about it. I feel like the idea of what they said when I looked up, like, some of the, like, comments and everything, that was the idea of the future's so uncertain, especially being in a pandemic, and you're just kind of sitting back like, what happened? How does this come to be? Or is this a situation that we're always going to be, you know? There's more of that, questions that. And then it goes, and this part right here, I was writing all this down and trying to write all this down so I can have a little background and everything to reference on. I think actually you should do in this videos. And I did not know that I knew there was a coda, but I did not know when it was happening. It seeped so easily into the next song, which is called the Aftergone Coda, where it kind of feels like more of a reprise and kind of a rock out pretty much piece of it. And it just took me away. It took me away just the same way that True Lovers took me away. And it's just like, oh my god, yes, yes. And it just felt so good. And also gave me more time to write down things too, and to reflect a little more. And then we go into Port Road featuring Queen P. Queen P killed it. And I loved what she says in it. And I love this is the first single, actually. And I love this song too, because this song talks about the idea of letting go of the past so you can reimagine what the world is supposed to be now. People always look back into this pandemic and think like, oh my god, I just want things to be back to normal. When we know that normal, as we see in from 2016 on to 2020, we've seen that normal wasn't really normal. We've learned so many things and got so many things exposed to us, and that now we're just in a space where it's like, what is normal? What is normal? We're going to go back to the time where we speaking in a American direction, but go back to the time where we had Trump and shit was like so divided. It's still divided now, but it was even further. Just shit was just getting thrown in our faces, and just like every day just wiping it off just for more to be thrown in our faces. And I feel like that was not normal. Sure, we got to go outside and everything, but I think we just want to be outside and we want to be in a space where we can escape these issues. But pandemic does not see it that way, and so nor should we see it that way. Normal should not be what we're looking for. What we should be looking for is where we should be now, where we're going to be, where we're going on now, not the past. If we're holding on to the past, it's not really helping us grow. And I feel like that's what this song says. And they kind of look at this opportunity, this world that we're in now, as more of an opportunity and a chance. As she says, she's like, this is a portal, this is a chance. This is actually referencing a, hope I pronounce this right, a Run Hadi Roy's essay that's called "The Pandemic as a Portal," and it's supposed to be, and it's the way that she describes it is that the pandemic is a portal to a different world, a different place, a different time, a different life. And that's exactly what's going on. And it also is a chance for us to grow from this direction and learn what we learned from all this shit, you know? And not use the past as a, like, oh, we gotta look at the past and we miss. No, this is now. We need to go from now and on. And I feel like that's what this song says in the album. Going into the next song, Hello, My Beautiful World. It's so, feels like a fucking cleansing drink before you go into the next song. And it's like a cleansing, just, what are those like kind of restaurants where you like, you sip this and then, so you can clean your palate or whatever. And I don't know, it's anyways, bad direction, but this is exactly what I feel like it's doing. He says hello to so many things in Mother Nature. Hello to this, hello to that, hello to this frog, hello to this tree, hello to this dirt. It's so like gratifying. Like the gratitude in this is so huge, and it feels like it just reminds you of like, this is our world. We need to protect it. We need to not take it for granted and see everything that's around us, you know? And I love that. It feels like a poem, honestly, and with the heavy strings in the background, it just adds more, just as more like feeling and emotion to it. I love that. Ghost is the next one I really like, and this one I didn't really understand what it was about, but I liked it. I felt like an idea is like maybe the ex is coming back, so now we're on the other side where they have returned and now together, I guess, because it goes by like, for to love here is to be divine. All I know is all I hold is all I am is you. And it feels like that. I feel like that's a weird space where it's just like he likes this person so much that it's in that all he wants is her, I guess. I don't know. I couldn't really fill out exactly what it was about, but I definitely like the song. I.C.U. is the next song I really like. This is actually the final single to this album. And this one, I tried to figure out what it's about. It's, but I feel like it's about not living in the past. I feel like it says like, is there a way that we could have gone through, or we could have had, or blah, blah, blah. Is there a way I can't say it. Is there a way I see, because I wrote it wrong. Sorry. Pretty much, is there a way that we could have made it through? And the idea of that, pretty much, it feels like it's about the relationship, because it says, it talks about that, like, but we can't live like that in the past. We can't really run back. And it's a whole thing that he's thinking about, like whether he should have done better, what he should have done inside the relationship to make it better, and just kind of what it like shoulda, coulda's pretty much all over the place. And he tells himself, he's like, you can't live that way. You can't look in the past and just run back there and try to hold on to it, because it's a complete trap. It's not about that anymore. It's done. That stuff is done. The book's closed. Move on, you know? Take what you learned from it, but don't run back all the way thinking about what you could have done and what you could have changed, because that doesn't matter anymore. Because he says, if I had been kinder, if I had been wiser, I could have had my heart wide enough to hold our love. It's like, that's not how it should have been. If you can't hold the love, you can't hold the love. It happens, you know? I didn't really start anything after this, but pretty much it kind of goes into more of like where I stand, where it talks about like holding on to a relationship, a bad relationship for too long, and what it does and how it affects both sides. And this is what I think it's about, honestly. Shore Ditch, where I feel like that's about death, because it says, when the flight came down, I knew I wouldn't be there. I wasn't really sure if that was, I feel like that felt like his plane crashed. But it also said, because it says, even though we're passing on, we can't always help but bruise the closest one. And for me, it feels like death. It feels like when you die, there's something you can do about it, but in the end, people that stay around are affected by it for a very long time, and it just hurts them, it bruises them, you know, you can't help it, you know. So Tired is about, I feel like, getting to know your heart, getting to know where you belong. I couldn't really break that one down, but this is pretty much where it goes. But I will say there's a coda after this, and it's so good, and it's so amazing, and I love the fact that they do this. And then there's Here Now, but I really couldn't figure out what it was about. This album is really good. It, once again, not better than Pool of Light, but this is definitely an album that I definitely would recommend to people. It's a good album. I give it an 8 out of 10. Leave a comment below telling me what you thought about the album. You have some history with them. If you see them live, does it sound like that? Does it sound like a full, like, do they sound amazing live? Please let me know. Especially if your own personal, like, connection to it or experience. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell too. And also, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next video.